I'm well, and we're DreamTree, and we're here at 19. We're gonna go visit the creative director and the designer for Daughter of Pearl, and this is her crib. Let's walk in. Man, I love these flowers that are just coming in. These are amazing. We're in for adventure right now. Come on, guys. So what's cool about this is that she has like her art gallery right there and a coffee shop. So like if you guys are ever in Bangkok, this is the place to be. Come in.
Hi guys.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you? Welcome to at 19.
Can we come in?
Yes, of course.
All right, awesome, let's get in. Okay, wow, this is amazing. Could you tell us a little bit about this space?
Sure. So at 19, we're a gallery and a multidisciplinary space. We're actually a restored space from 120 years old school. It's actually a Chinese school called Aton Saksa, which was made entirely of teak wood structure. This was actually the original entrance, so I'll show you a little bit more about the teak wood structure here. So this can't really be seen anywhere else anymore because obviously you can't cut teak wood, but you can see how big the panels are and all the tree trunks. So this is basically, I guess, one of our highlights here. My dad is an architect and we restore this space into a gallery, and downstairs where we are right now is a retail space. So we feature furniture that are made from reclaimed wood, and these are all Thai wood. So there's redwood, teak wood, a variety of what we can find and make new again. And what we have basically here is artwork from Thai artists and also artists from Southeast Asia and antique that are based in home decor range. That you can buy, purchase, and actually use in your home.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Let's go see the other room.
Sure. So this is our sunroof space. So actually, if you look up, you can see the original tile work. Before this was open air, so there wasn't a mirror. So when it rains, everything comes down here. But we decided to put glass roof over so we can, display our art. And this is a antique Chinese bed. It's a wedding bed and it's from the 19th century. So we usually change this area up every couple of months and feature, I think, what we think is interesting for the Thai community, especially the youth, to see. Yeah, so let's go this way. We have a lot of different things that we try to showcase because we want the space to be, something for everyone. So if it's a family, the mom maybe can shop or the daughter can enjoy the fashion. It's a big assumption, but something for everyone. And
you're pretty big on fashion too.
Yes, I'm actually a fashion designer myself.
Okay. And
some of these pieces are selected vintage because we do believe in, using something that is old. And I'm very much against fast fashion. So I feel like, you could be in trend while using, clothing that was produced years and years before. And you can see that in my brand here, which is, it's called Daughter of Pearl. And we work with source vintage denim that have been reworked to fit a little more modern, and these are all fabrics, like Thai fabrics, dancing fabrics that I guess is kind of looked over as fashion fabrics. People don't really use it in their daily lives, and what I do is I provide jobs for housewives community, so women that can't enter the workforce because they can't afford childcare and they need to work from home, but they really need the income to, at least help their husband because they're really from low income. And so what I do is I design everything, I pin it on, and the women come and pick it up, and then they distribute it within the village or in the community, and they take it away and they work on it by hand. So that's the story of these, and this as well. This is reworked from lingerie, like slips, and it's all hand beaded. So usually my head seamstress, she comes in and we place everything by hand and take photographs, and then she takes it home so that she can have time to work on it as she please. So it's a lot of flexibility on her schedule and on my schedule. I don't really put the pressure on them to finish at a certain deadline because they have other bigger responsibilities. But yeah, so that's my brand, and we don't stick to seasons, so it's just based on whatever materials we can find at the time. And because we believe there's not really, I don't think you should really stick to trends that much. I think that clothing should last you a long time. So I only release when I find, materials that I want to work with. Yeah. So I'll take you around this side.
And what's going on here? What's this painting about?
So this is actually a tapestry from Japan, and it's all hand embroidered. So this is from the 19th century, and typically this type of tapestry is always, it's always feature an animal because it's a good meaning in an Asian household. So it features a tiger and like a branch of flowers, but what's important here is all the different texture within the work. So there's techniques like couching and kind of like line work that's very difficult, and it's not done anymore today. And this would have probably taken almost 6 months to make. So yeah.
My goodness.
So this is our other highlight of the gallery, probably the most popular area because it's very photogenic. And it features all ceramics from Japan. We have a couple of pieces by Thai artists, but I believe that right now we only have one piece by a Thai artist that's left. But what's special about all of these ceramics is that they're all handmade, and there's only one of each. And my family has been in the antique business for 40 years, and with the social climate and the economy that's changing, we realize that there's collectors for different things, and there's also people that can't afford to collect antiques like in the golden age. So this is for new collectors, and they're not, I wouldn't call them antiques. They're not like from the 19th century, but they are 100 to 150 years old. And I feel like it's very suitable for our social climate now because everyone's living in smaller homes, but so whatever you bring into a space, it needs to serve a function, and it should also be art and something that makes you feel happy. So this is what this is like our top seller here, because I feel like you always need a vase or you always need like a sculpture. So in this space we try to, you can see we have flowers in these vases, and we also display it as a sculpture so that you can get different ideas of how you would use these pieces in your own home. We want you to be able to live your life like as a full lifestyle with art in it, not just view it as something you come and see on certain days. We really want you to feel ingrained with it, because that's how I grew up with my mom and dad, and we just want to pass it on to the Thai community, especially. Like, obviously the space is for everyone, but I do feel that Thai kids don't really have spaces where they can find inspiration that feels more friendly than like a white space museum. So that's what we try to do here with like all the warm colors and all the wood. And just basically because it used to be, a Chinese style home that made into a school, I feel like that's where we stand different. So people can come see the architecture and the art piece and just kind of feel a little bit like they're away from Bangkok because we're pretty hidden. So we also work a lot with our own team. Our team is actually like my parents, people that's been with us for years, since I was a baby. And they restore at 19 themselves with my father. We only outsource when we need to. And we also want them to be able to create some art. So for instance, these pieces are actually made and painted by my own team. And it's made from reclaimed wood, and basically everyone got one each. And we give them work like this in the rain season because there's no construction work that they can do in the rain. So this is where all their creativity goes into, and it's really nice because they don't see themselves as artists. They just see themselves as workers. So it's really nice for them to be in the same space as professionally trained artists and see their artwork get sold. I think it's building onto their skill set and also making them feel, a lot more important than they think they are, because they are like a big part of how this happened. Just wouldn't exist without my team.
I think this is like probably my favorite room because it's the idea of it is kind of similar to DreamTree about sustainability. I actually love the fact that you support local businesses. And can you tell me a bit more about these artists over here?
These artists are also my own team. They're actually our woodworkers and our metal workers. So again, they work on these pieces when they have off time or it's rain season, and these are actually the off cuts from this building. So whatever we had left, we gather up, we actually don't throw it away, and they use it to create artwork. So there's actually 3 artists in this space. 2 is our builders who are, accustomed with using wood and tools, and then that's our metal worker who's the best at forging metal in the space. And basically they just create when they have free time. And you can see all the ones that are like houses, it's one artist he always draw inspiration from his own environment when he grew up. And then there's another guy who does a lot with animals and boats because that's how he grew up. So it's just nice to be able to, have something for them to do because we are a family business and it's not an option we're not a big company, so it's not an option for us to lay off anyone because they are considered as our family. My uncle, though we're not blood related, we need to be able to give them consistent things to do. So when we had this space, it was really nice to be able to display the artwork like in a museum quality way because, like I said before, they don't think of themselves as artists. And they do get commission of these pieces just like any other artist. And it just really boosts their confidence. I feel like it makes them enjoy work a lot more. And yeah, we're just trying to be more of like a community. And also to show people and students that like art could come from any level of education. It does not have to, you don't have to go to art school. You don't have to have a technical background. I think it's more of a feeling, and I think that's what some people that don't understand art can't relate to. And I think showing this make them know that if you love something, you can have the potential to do it. Yeah. So that's basically the main areas of at 19. And yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you so much for showing this to us. And lastly, I've seen like a lot of of these types of painting, and I think you mentioned before that this was like someone who was actually selling this painting. Could you, what's the artwork behind this?
So this is actually one of our main artists under our contract. His name is Sarapech. He's Thai, and his work basically deals with just color and the texture. There's I wouldn't want to say like there's a concept behind it because I I want people to think for themselves what they see within the painting, and it's actually really interesting because it is the first painting that you see when you walk in, and I find that a lot of like the younger crowd, they really try to decipher what it means, and that's exactly what we're trying to do here. We're trying to just get people to have fun with art without really feeling bad for not understanding what it means. So, you know, if it makes you happy, or if you notice the texture, how he uses color, I think honestly that's enough. Like, and that's a lot of contemporary art. Like, you don't have to fully understand it. You have to just maybe know if you like it or not. It's just a feeling. And then if you feel like you want to know more about it, then you can dive more into it. So that's why I put this here, because I think it's kind of a no-brainer. I think it makes you happy, and then you can start to look more into the details after, and then that's when, you know, technicality really comes into play. But yeah, it's definitely like the highlight in here, because I am always teaching kids about this artwork, and yeah, it's really nice to see what people ask about it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for showing us around, and I really appreciate it. If you could tell people like your Instagram or somewhere they could reach you or anything like that.
Sure. So we have both Instagram and Facebook, and they're both ATT19, so 19.bkk, and we post all our upcoming exhibitions and new arrivals, everything that's happening here. It's on both platforms. So yeah, check us out. We're just at Jarangung 30, which is actually quite easy to get to by boat. You can take the BTS to Sapan Taksin and take the orange flag boat down here, or you can just catch a cab. So hope to see you here soon.